Next on Worcester News Tonight, the city holding a public meeting Wednesday to get feedback on future improvements to Kelley Square. Plus, the city choosing its project manager to oversee progress in construction of Polar Park. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. People in Worcester finally had their chance to air concerns about Kelley Square. Mass DOT holding a workshop Wednesday addressing the safety and deficiencies at the city's most notorious intersection. Tonight, the department laid out a timeline, hoping to get started on the project next year. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live from Kelley Square with more. Cam?
That's right, Anna. We are in the notorious Kelley Square here in the city of Worcester. And Mass DOT, it's important to note, they are yet to release a plan. They're still looking and weighing their options on how they're going to redesign Kelley Square. If you have a look behind me, you can see that there is traffic, not nearly as bad, though, because it's 10 o'clock at night. Today, Mass DOT hearing from people who are in Kelley Square regularly. A look at Kelley Square during rush hour, and drivers can understand why the state's Department of Transportation is taking public input on a redesign.
Walking, driving, biking, businesses, we want to see what some of those challenges are so we can try to incorporate those in our solutions to make it more efficient.
The intersection will be redesigned as part of the deal to build a AAA baseball stadium nearby. Potential improvement ideas include traffic signals, geometric changes, a roundabout, or even changing the direction of the current streets. John Bouchard is the Deputy Chief Engineer for Project Development at Mass DOT. He says the state had eyes on this project before the city got the PawSox.
Once we started looking collectively at all of the accidents in the area, it kind of bubbled up and said, look, this is something they all work together. And we need to try and solve as many as we can and make it, safer for all users.
Wednesday, people shared their thoughts and actually drew out possible solutions on maps of Kelley Square.
You definitely need some type of coordination.
So it's got a bad reputation for being a dangerous intersection, but it's not dangerous, it's congested. And there's a big difference.
Some, like Worcester's Alan Fletcher, see the intersection as one of Worcester's signature features. Fletcher says it works well, but he knows he can't stop the redesign.
What I'm dedicated to is making sure that we come out better after the redesign and not worse.
Mass DOT is hoping to have a completed design by May of next year. They say they have a tight window knowing Boston's AAA affiliate is on its way.
Baseball team's a factor that we're going to be, incorporating into our traffic model, but, we're just trying to get things done as quickly and as efficiently as we can.
Now, a few important dates to keep in mind. In January of 2019, Mass DOT wants to have 25% of this redesign completed. Again, in May of 2019, they would like to have the entire redesign completed, and they're hoping to break ground on construction here in Kelley Square in October of 2019, so about a year from now. We're live in Worcester tonight. I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Thanks, Cam. Increasing student engagement and political learning is the goal of a workshop held in Worcester tonight. Nancy Thomas is the director of the Institute for Democracy in Higher Education at Tufts University. She travels around the U.S. holding workshops to show the importance of young people voting. Wednesday, she stopped by the Idea Lab on Franklin Street to speak with students from colleges around the area. Thomas tells the crowd there are more Americans between the ages of 18 and 29 than there are 65 and older.
We've all heard about the baby boomers and how influential they have been in making public policy for the last 40 years. Well, guess what? They got to move over because it's somebody else's turn, and that means young people.
Thomas says data shows more young people will head to the polls this year than they did during the 2016 elections. Decision 2018 now, and Republican Governor Charlie Baker and his Democratic challenger Jay Gonzalez squaring off in their first debate. The two went back and forth on a number of issues, including transportation and the recent gas explosions.
We spent $1.9 billion over the past 3 years on what I call the current operation of the T.
I'm surprised that commuters haven't revolted and started a petition to change the name of these T-passes from Charlie Card to Where's Charlie Card.
Gonzalez frequently reiterated that he would be the bolder, more progressive leader to Baker's status quo, but Baker was quick to respond.
I am running for governor to fight for all the little guys out there, all the workers.
When he had his tiller on the state budget, he cut the Department of Children and Families. Now that's about as little guy as you can get.
The two will face off again in another debate on October 17th. A Grafton man faces a judge Wednesday. Police say he stole a puppy from a local animal shelter. He was arrested after he brought the dog back. The shelter says they haven't dealt with a situation like this in a long time. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the details.
This is the puppy named Mickey. Police say 19-year-old Alexander Lavorne stole from Second Chance Animal Shelter in East Brookfield.
We never expect somebody to be trying to steal a puppy in broad daylight in front of the staff.
Second Chance says Lavorne and another woman came to the shelter Tuesday looking to adopt and signed in under false names. They played with several of the puppies in an outdoor fenced-in area. Manager Lisa Blodgett noticed the woman left and says Lavorne let the puppies loose into the building.
I noticed that one puppy was missing, so I had the rest of the staff members checking the rest of the building for the puppy as I went down to the young couple, and that's when I saw the puppy in the car.
Blodgett got the license plate number and called police. She believes Lavorne handed the woman the puppy over this fence.
It's sad because then you think if someone has to steal a puppy, then they can't afford to take care of that puppy. So that's the scary part about it.
Police say later in the day, Lavorne returned the puppy unharmed and told them he was sorry and knew it was wrong. He was arrested and charged with larceny.
Why would you do that? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me to do that. You're going to get caught. The puppies are all our animals are microchipped.
Lavorne is the son of Tracy Lavorne, who was running for United States Congress for the 2nd Congressional District. She released a statement reading in part, "To be clear, he was responsible for bringing the puppy to the shelter on his own accord. He loves pets and would never intentionally hurt an animal." The shelter says an incident like this hasn't happened since they opened in 2002. They are happy Mickey is back because he was already adopted and is looking to go to his forever home next week.
He's safe and sound.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester's Polar Park is set to break ground in 2019. Today, the city announcing their pick for its project manager, bringing them one step closer towards construction. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with the city today about what went into this decision.
An owner's project manager is chosen for Worcester's Polar Park. Skanska USA was selected among 4 others interviewed for the AAA baseball stadium job.
We need a company that, 1, we can trust, but 2, that knows what we're looking for.
We feel that Skanska can make sure that the project gets completed on time and on budget.
Paul Moosey and Kay Russell Adams made the decision with input from PawSox officials. They say the project manager's job is to be the city's eyes and ears.
To oversee the progress of the architect, to look at the schedule and the budget, and to let us know when things might need attention. And then during construction, they make sure all the bits and pieces are being put together properly.
Moosey and Adams say the New York-based company was chosen for its experience and know-how. Skanska has worked on stadiums across the country, including Gillette and MetLife.
They have a team that's familiar with the project ballparks. They have deep resources as well that they can tap into.
The two say the company also stood out in its knowledge of state construction laws.
Mass laws are a little different than most other states, so somebody that's familiar with procurement laws.
The city is also beginning a 2-day selection process for an architecture firm. Moosey says it's important to find a firm who will bring the latest technology and amenities to keep fans coming back. They're interviewing 7 firms with Skanska's participation.
They'll sit through the interviews. They'll give us their interpretation of who they think's the best fit.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A Worcester man who attempted to rob a grocery store on Vernon Street in May faced a judge today. Police say a clerk at no-name grocery store shot Juan Ajario, who was trying to rob the store and threatening a customer. Police say Ajario placed a knife around a female customer's neck. After she escaped, the clerk fired 3 rounds at him. Ajario was held without bail Wednesday pending a dangerousness hearing next week. Westborough police are looking for suspects who they say stole an elderly woman's wallet and used her credit cards. Police released these pictures of the male and female suspects buying gift cards at Staples with the victim's credit cards. They say the two are both Hispanic in their mid-20s to early 30s. They believe the suspects targeted the victim at a store in town. If anyone has any information, you're asked to call Westborough Police. Well, switching gears now. Are you feeling lucky this week? If so, you may want to pick up a Mega Millions ticket. The third largest jackpot is up for grabs. The jackpot grew after no one claimed the prize from Tuesday's drawing. The estimated prize is $548 million. Now, if you opt for the cash payout, you'd receive, just $309 million. Great either way. The last jackpot of $543 million was won back in July. Friday night's drawing will be at 11 p.m.